we're back with more baseball here on MLB the Show 23 with our draft-only franchise, about to face the first place Guardians in our division, but this time we're without our leadoff hitter Carl McIntyre, and the question is, how is that going to impact our offense that's already been struggling a little bit? But before we hop in and figure out the answer to that question, let's take a look at the team we're facing today. And it's these Guardians who I think will be the team to beat as we get into the next chapter of this franchise. They do have a couple of aging pieces here that are definitely carrying their offense at least, but their pitching rotation is really good as well. Just trying to avoid the sweep, much like we were last episode facing the Twins now. This team now down to 16-28. We knew it wasn't going to be a great season. Not used to, losing so many games. We've been one of the better teams in our level now for the majority of our franchise. But as I said at the beginning of this season, this is our toughest hurdle yet, and we have had a hard time with it to start this year out. But the Guardians are good, and I think are the best team that we will have faced in a spotlight game so far this season, and so it should be a good measure. In terms of who's pitching for us today, we're going with Reed Willis, and the reason why is because he's the pitcher that struggled the most. So far we've seen our better pitchers play, but it's also important to kind of check in on the guys that are struggling and see what they're struggling with. But to start off, we got to strike out, but then ahead in the count, we're hitting Ahmed Rosario the very next, and then we see the wild pitch. Didn't take long to see maybe why Reed Willis hasn't had the best start to his year. His control has been all over the map thus far in this first inning. He will get the ground out here to second base, retiring Jose Ramirez, 35 years old this deep into the franchise now, and despite maybe a couple of wild pitches there, he will get out of the inning without allowing a run. We have yet to allow a run in a spotlight game this season, going into our third one at the MLB level. Jason Gill trying to get to second base. He does so cleanly there. So stolen base, his 12th of the year. I think I called up Jason Gill. Jason Gill's at the plate. It was Alden Evans, of course, who stole the base. Gill gets promoted up to that 2 spot. Alden Evans hits in the leadoff spot with McIntyre injured. And then Leandro Velasquez gets to play in his place, and that's really the shakeup to the lineup here. Mosqueda trying to keep this inning alive. He hits it pretty well, but it does go straight into the glove over there of Gurriel. So it'll be scoreless innings for each team to start this game off. Freeman, though, would get the first hit of the ball game here to lead off this second inning. So the scoreless game, the hitless game did not last very long, and then we get him in a little bit of a pickle here. He just committed to second base, didn't want to extend that play any longer than it had to be. He just took the L, which I can respect. Reel up next to bat, full count. He grounds it over to Mosqueda, who makes the throw across the diamond. Now we've got 2 outs here in the second. Edgar Cuero, I have no idea how to say his name. He's going to pop it up to catcher Kevin Sandoval. So 2 scoreless innings now for Reed Willis. Sandoval on the other end, however, he's going to get caught looking at that ball low inside the zone for strike 3. Bringing up Leandro Velasquez, getting the playing time in place of that injured Carl McIntyre, and he will be the first to land himself a hit in this outing. Zach Gallen thus far been a formidable opponent on the mound for this team. Benito Vasquez would ground out, ending the second. So far, little in the way of offensive action to start this one off. Chase DeLauder, he has his fly ball caught over in left field by Alden Evans, who gets another opportunity here from Naylor. Another easy play, and the catch is made. Consecutive lazy fly balls to begin the top of the third, which would lead to this ground out from Andres Jimenez. Another nice inning pitched from Reed Willis. Victor Benitez gets this past the glove of Zach Gallen, but couldn't get it past the infield, so he's retired to start the bottom of the third. Alden Evans, another grounder. This one softly hit to second, and we're starting to see a trend here. That offense going to be hard to come by today. Zach Gallen, quite a good pitcher. Jason Gill would get on base via walk. Trying to go for second here. He's tagged out on the pitch out throw. Nice throw from the catcher to second. Retire the decently speedy Jason Gill. He's not super fast by any means, but he does have some good success stealing. So nice play by the Guardians. Ahmed Rosario, the first just absolutely crushed ball here of the game. It only took 3 full innings to get it, but he gets himself an extra base hit. Just got a ton of that ball. Obviously couldn't get it to leave the park, but that was the first time we've seen a hit today that you just knew was a hit the second that it touched his bat. And speaking of Rosario, he's going to safely find himself up to third base here. Want to get another look at this and see why we couldn't tag him. It was just the throw came up short, or Mosqueda just didn't have his glove at a good spot. I don't know. Garcia, though, he's going to go down looking on the full count pitch. We've seen quite a few full count pitches, and so Reed Willis is pitch count isn't in a terrible spot, but he's had some extended ABs for sure. Rincon, bottom of the fourth. He's going to hit this into foul territory, but it's lazy enough that Naylor can track it down in said territory. And we're getting to the points where we've seen some pretty low scoring games. And this is our third game now. And so unless things pick up here in the kind of the second half of this ball game, we're getting to the point where it might be worth starting to look at sliders. I'd like to get maybe 1 or 2 more games of sample size in, as Gurriel will get a single here. Top of the 5th. Going for 2 now, but Kevin Sandoval, he's got him out there. Nice job. Accurate throw to get Gurriel out in time. Let's see that one again. Gotta love some plays made by our young star catcher. Full count once again. Like I said, it seems like we're getting those quite a bit in this game. But like I said, I'm willing to look at sliders. I just want a little bit more of a sample size because we did see one decently high scoring game so far this year, as we just can't get the double play. But it was in minor leagues, funnily enough, when most of the time minor leagues, it's more difficult to get scores across than in the majors. The games are more kind of optimally tuned at the major league level. But in this case, it's just been not a ton of scoring here. Velasquez gets another hit. Nicely done by him. He's kind of the only one getting hits for us, as we see Zach Gallen's performance here. A little bit low on the strikeouts, but otherwise really good stuff from him. Velasquez, he's trying to get to second, and he does so safely. So we've got a man in scoring position, no outs. This is our best chance to break the cover off this score. And Roman is going down swinging instead. Nicely located pitch there right at the top of the zone. Roman's been a guy who's been on a bit of a hot streak lately after a horrible start to the year. Benito Vasquez also goes down swinging, so I guess I shouldn't have said Zach Gallen was a little bit low on the strikeouts, because he proceeds then to strike out the next two batters. And now his strikeouts are looking pretty decent. Benitez, though, he would draw himself a walk. Now we've got 2 on base, and we get the top of our order. Oh, Eldon Evans, excuse me. He almost got that through the infield, but what a play there from short by Ahmed Rosario. Diving to the ground and getting the throw on time to second base. Ending our inning. Best chance to score we've had all game there. Just could not get it done, and it's almost starting to seem like one of those games where scoring just might not be something that's happening for us, as Willis will hit his second batter of the day in Jose Ramirez. Maybe a little bit of bad blood in this division, even though we only started playing Major League Baseball in this series this year. I mean, we have technically had a Major League team full of 0 overall players. But, I mean, to be honest, we're probably hitting just as good as our 0 overall squad was hitting, as Jason Gill gets himself a single. So, pitching-wise, they're pretty much playing the same team. It's just they actually have semi-decent pitching here. But that's one of the things, going back to the slider conversation, is that it's not like we have excellent pitchers. We have yet to allow a run in a spotlight game. And we're now over 20 pitches of watching here. Like, our pitching isn't good enough to be doing that. Like, if we had super awesome pitching, sure. That'd make sense, I guess. But all we've seen today, as Luke McCann comes in here in the 7th, is pitchers with 5+ ERAs whose ratings aren't that great, and they're still not allowing any runs. Gurriel here hits this one deep near the warning track, but it's tracked down by Velasquez. So 1 on and 1 out here in the 7th for McCann. This one not gonna quite get through the infield. 2 outs now here, top of the 7th. Chase DeLauder. At this point in the game, I'm just hoping for a score. I don't even care who does it. I just want some action. DeLauder, he's retired. Not going to come here. So we are all the way to the 7th inning stretch, and this ball game remains scoreless. We got Sandoval, who's probably been our best hitter this season, and Velasquez, who's been our best hitter today. Up next, though, I don't know how they're saying Sandoval went around that. That did not look like he went around it at all, if you ask me. This one above the zone, but Velasquez is going to get himself a hit. He hasn't, been crushing the ball or anything, but he has been getting on base, so you got to give him credit here. I asked who would, step up and how the offense would be impacted with McIntyre gone, and it turns out it's just going to be his replacement. Velasquez has been our best hitter today. Roman goes down swinging again for the 2nd consecutive AB, and Vasquez hits it down the line, fair, but corralled by Ramirez. So I'm just gonna save y'all the pain of watching most of this 8th, and I'm just gonna spoil it for you that the 8th went pretty much like the first 7 did. Maybe a walk, maybe a hit, but nobody was really able to string anything together. So now let's get to the 9th. Greg Enriquez is here pitching for us, and Adolis Garcia gets a nice hit on that ball deep to left field. He gets himself a leadoff double, and now Cleveland is in its best spot in quite some time here. Tyler Freeman up next. He hits this to center field, and it almost looks like Leandro Velasquez was not expecting a tag there. He did not load up for that at all. Threw it pretty weakly over to third, and so now they've got a guy on third with 1 out, and Gurriel is going to get that to touchdown. Cleveland scores here, top of the 9th. And with how this game has gone, you got to think that one run will be enough as Bartolo Ordonez looks to try to finish off the 9th for us. 7th hitter is going to pop this up to Victor Benitez at shortstop. Need just one more out here, and we're gonna get it with DeLauder lifting this one. It ended up being close to hitting down, but Alden Evans does track it down. But Gurriel, the lone RBI in this game. Nick Sandlin looking to close this one out for the Guardians. But we've got the heart of our order, Alberto Rincon, 0 for 3 today. He gets a very hittable pitch, and he hits it well deep to left field. It's up off against the wall. He's got himself an extra base hit. A start very similar to the one the Cleveland Guardians had at the top of the 9th. Mosqueda hits it hard, but right to Med Rosario. So he's retired. That one had gone through the infield. We might have tied this one up. Sandoval, he hits it to Rosario, and then Rincon makes a decision. That's all I can say about that. So I'm not going to question his intelligence, but if you look at the way the man runs, I don't know. Somebody... Oh, I love Alberto Rincon's run, but what I don't love is that we just got shut out by the Cleveland Guardians. The strength of this team is their pitching rotation. They have a really, really good one, and that really showed today. We haven't necessarily been a great offense in the first couple of episodes, but my goodness, 5 hits, couldn't string any together. We only had kind of 2 guys play well today, and I'd say that was Velasquez and maybe Jason Gill, but with one hitting like 2nd and one hitting 6th, they couldn't work together to really string together a good inning. So yeah, just not our best performance here. And Cleveland's showing us why they're going to be a formidable opponent. If we want to beat this team, we're gonna have to improve our hitting, because it's not like we had a bad run of pitchers. Yes, we faced their 1, 2, 3, but they're just really good at pitching. Carl McIntyre going to be out for the next 26 days, so we might see him next episode, but might not. Probably not, I would guess here. But considering how bad this team is, we might start to speed up how quickly we're moving through the season here. I'm just taking a quick check-in here, just showing you the stats of how everybody's doing. Sandoval on another hot streak, apparently. It looks like his power is getting better, but his average continues to go down bit by bit. Juan Lima, man, it's so unfortunate he got injured. He was off to an awesome start to the season, but it looks like pitching is coming back to earth a little bit. We started really good pitching and really poorly offensively. As you see, Darren Roman, who was hitting under 100, now hitting 278 with 8 home runs out of nowhere. He has been awesome here lately, but the team definitely has a long way to go, and I'm excited to next episode hopefully show you guys an update on what the draft is looking like, because we definitely need to bolster this team up. It's very clear that we're not quite an MLB caliber team just yet. Last place in the division this year, in a division that, apart from Cleveland, isn't honestly all that great. So that's all I've got for this episode. I'll be back soon with another, and I will see you then.